Test, test, look. There it goes. I guess the mic's gonna be on the wrong input every time now. Wish I never fiddled around with my sound settings. A couple days ago, I was trying to make the front jacks, front jack work on the tower, and it didn't. And now we're doing this nonsense of. I'm pretty sure I set my default back, but I don't know. Okay, good. Yeah, how's the sound? Music sounds a little loud. I think it's already turned down to 1, though. Yep. It doesn't go any lower. I guess it turned the main volume of everything down more. Okay. Let's see. I'm doing okay, I guess, but I've got this pain in like the bottom of my belly that started day before yesterday. It started like I could barely feel just a little bit of a dull pain, not much of anything. I was like, okay, whatever that is. Didn't do anything to strain anything or whatever. And times at 5:30. That's not quite late enough. And then today, it's just been gradually getting worse all day, and now I'm feeling the area, and it's kind of warm, so I'm starting to think it might be appendix. Hopefully it isn't anything serious. Yeah, it's either a muscle strain or I'll be in the OR in a couple of days. I don't know. That's my guess. Anyway, my mom thinks maybe it could have gotten a hernia because 2 days ago I pulled air conditioners out of the windows, but I didn't feel anything at all when I pulled the air conditioners out. Nothing hurt. Nothing's snapped or anything. It was a full day later before I felt anything. So I think usually a hernia you feel pretty quick, like a muscle strain type thing. Yeah, sometimes you can strain a muscle and not feel it for a day. But a hernia, I think those usually hit pretty hard, pretty fast. I don't know. It's weird. It doesn't hurt more when I push on it, though. Maybe if I push on it the right way, it kind of does. Yeah. Usually, like, if you see these, like, TV shows or whatever, when somebody has a appendix, they always push in just the right spot of their belly, and then they double over in pain. This kind of is a constant pain. It's not, I don't know, maybe not acute enough. Is that the right word? I don't know. We'll see how it goes in the morning tomorrow. If everything feels the same or worse, then maybe I'll go to urgent care. I really don't want to, though. Why is there a D2 here? I don't remember what I was doing last. Oh yeah, I did some switching with the D2 for some reason. Why did I do that? Because here's my DM3. I guess I was being lazy. I haven't played this in a while, so I'm trying to remember what I left off doing. Oh, that was like a natural. That wasn't a hernia that you got from like straining something. That was like you're probably almost born with it. Because hernia is like a bubble in your intestine or something, I think. Which is weird because everybody always acts like, oh, you're doing something too strenuous, you're going to give yourself a hernia. And I always thought, you're making it sound like a muscle strain, but isn't a hernia has to do with your intestines? I don't know. There's a lot of different hernias. Yeah, you were born with it. It sounded like it. Yeah, I think I've heard of that before. Can't quite remember, but I think I've heard of that. Okay, there's no job sheets in here. Fuel. Oh, I gotta turn the electronics on if I want to see the fuel. Okay, I've been working this thing. It's down to 3/4. Alright. That's what I've been switching with for some reason. So you're gonna see me playing a little differently maybe because I was playing this like earlier today and maybe last night a bit. I was playing on my sandbox world, which is not smart because then I start getting bad habits like dashing around with the dash button, which I can't do in this world. I gotta remember I can't be trying to kick cars and stuff because I can't dash. Okay, that is not worth it. Now 130,000, and I think if I remember correctly, yeah, this needs to be serviced. But I think I bought the 282. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, I want to see something real quick. Now, this was in my sandbox world, and it was when I was messing around with the 282 rearranged. Oh, it's daytime. With the 282 rearranged mod. There's a mod that lets you rearrange the wheels on the 282 so you can have different wheel arrangements. And there's also another mod that lets you add like streamlining to the 282. I was playing around with that in Sandbox for a little bit. And I didn't like when I used the 282, even though the lubricator was on. Okay, good, this works fine. But even though the lubricator was on the 282, I heard this weird like grinding noise. I think it has something to do with that wheel arrangement mod. It wasn't taking damage or anything, but it sounded like it was. I wasn't too crazy about that because obviously if it does take some kind of damage, it wouldn't matter much in Sandbox, but it would in Realistic. And then also I tried to use the hand cart like I just used now. And in Sandbox mode, you have to spawn in the hand cart as a regular car. You can't do it as a work train. It just says, oh, you don't own that. And then you try to buy the key and it says sold out. So you have to spawn it with the spawner in Sandbox instead, I guess. And anyway, when I spawned the handcart in Sandbox, the wheels were grinding real bad, like the brakes were always on, and it would barely move. It was acting like the brakes were always on. It was annoying, and I was a little worried that was going to happen here in Realistic too, because in Sandbox, you just dash around, fly around, whatever, it doesn't matter. But in this Realistic world, if my handcart all of a sudden started having the brakes locked on, I would have been pretty upset. I have backed up the save file, but if there's a mod that bugs something out bad enough, then it might not matter. Anyway, we are in Goods Factory. Yes. So what mods have I added? I've added go to F10. I have added. See, there's the 282 mods that I still have them in the list, but they're turned off. I'm trying to remember what I added now. Oh yeah, DV cargo mod. Oh, that's not turned on right now, DV cargo mod. No wonder why it's not working. I didn't realize that wasn't turned on. DV cargo, I don't see how it could really screw up my world at all. Logging level, whatever. What this does is it lets cargoes be in different types of cars, from what I could understand. Like the steel mill, for example, everything is always on flat cars usually. Sometimes can be in box cars, which piqued my interest because, oh man, there's a chance of using more box cars in other places. And some of the tankers can be used instead of the other kind of containers for the gases. Sometimes the inert gases and whatnot. I mean, we'll just see. Oh, and custom car loader is back, but only for freight cars. And I didn't bother picking it up until earlier today because we have our first freight cars here in Simulator. We have these GMRS or GMHS. I can't read. GMHS. These are new custom cars, and they do work. I saw them pop up in Sandbox anyway, so that's cool. And I've been fiddling with my skins a little bit. One thing that I did notice, I'm a little annoyed. Oh, there's rearrange 282 and remote dispatch. I don't have those turned on. But I'm a little annoyed that I didn't realize it a little bit sooner is skins now. Even when you have it set up, I'll show you on Skin Manager here. Let's save it. No, I didn't do anything. RS. But even though I have it set up, number manager, I have it unchecked for use car ID for number. And I do have allow skins to apply a car ID offset on, yes. Although I don't know what enable the default loco numbers means. Well, I'm going to turn that back off. But anyway, what I noticed is that sometimes the cars and locomotives are using the car ID for a number, even though I have this unchecked. It's actually quite annoying because a few of my skins. Well, first off, the locomotive skins that I've made with numbers, I tried to get historically accurate numbers for it to spawn in with. I mean, of course, you can always just use the wand and change the number anyway, so it's not that big. Use this thing and change the number, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's a little annoying. And then on some of the cars I made, especially gondolas and hoppers, if it's only 2 or 3 digits instead of 4 digits, the number, then the numbers don't pop up in the right places. Because they're really dependent on being 4 digits. 5 digits wouldn't work either. So, yeah, I don't know why it's starting to use the car IDs when that's unchecked. But, mods is what it is. Alright. There's a load to food factory, 370 tons. I can do that with the DM3. That is not worth it. It's just one car. Let's see. 10,000, but food factory is relatively close. 18,000 the harbor. It's much further. 330 tons. That's an extra 8,000 for 3 cars, 3 empties. That's not too bad, actually. There's more harbor, more pipes to harbor. It's probably too heavy to haul all of that. That's not worth it. I love how empties are worth more than empty containers. That would be, what, 600 something tons? Well, it's downhill out of here. But then, if I don't have enough speed coming out of the steel mill to get up this hill here, from here all the way up to around here is a hill going up. If I can make it up that hill, then the rest is downhill, but that's a big if, making it up that hill with one DM3. I might be pushing it too much. That'd be a great first run with the steam engine that I don't have yet. I have the license, but I haven't seen one spawn in yet. What else is parked here? Only other thing I can think of is that I don't have a very good idea of how good the DH4 is yet. There's a fence. There we go. I haven't really run the DH4 much at all. In realistic, I never unlocked it. Never bothered. In creative Minecraft brain, in Sandbox, I ran it a few times, and it is a nice locomotive. It's very simple to run. It's just throw it in forward and pull the throttle back, and don't cook the oil too much. That's pretty much it. Another DE2. Of course, DE6, which I don't have the license for yet, or do I? Did I buy the DE6 already? No, right? There's no way I bought the DE6 already. No, it's not letting me jump on, so I don't think so. I guess because I have teleporting turned off, it's not giving me the "you don't own this yet" message. Okay. That's funny. It's like, there's no way I own the freaking DE6 already, and I don't. That's like the last thing I ever buy. I don't know the caboose yet, do I? I don't think I do. I have the keys for the caboose. Alright, I got 2 shovels. Do I have an extra lantern? Yeah, I bet it's in the engine. I do have my red lantern. I'd like an extra one of those too, but that's Machine Factory. I probably bought 2 of those, didn't I? Sorry, I haven't played this in a bit. Not this save, anyway. Oh, man. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have streamed tonight. Yeah, it's starting to get a little worse, I think. Oh, nothing in there. Huh, I only bought 1 red lantern. That's kind of dumb. Unless it's in here. Just they're really good for marking cars when you're switching, and I do a lot of switching. Oh, I guess I only bought 1. Alright. I don't have an extra regular lantern yet. Either. I could have bought all that stuff. Alright, let's find out. Ah, there's my regular lantern. Figured I'd have that at least. Yeah, no extra red one though. Alright. What are we gonna do out of here? Honestly, I don't really feel like pushing it that much. I think we'll take these 2. 18 plus another 8. That's still a decent payout. I guess we'll use this just to get it together. But we're leaving with the DM3. I can get fuel here now, right? Pretty sure. Pretty sure this has diesel now, yeah. Used to not have diesel here, which was really silly, but I guess it was because the oil well's so close, but... Okay, so this is fully serviced, what's the number on this? I have the mod that hides these plates. 11. And that one's gonna need to be serviced. I gotta make these skins, the New Haven skins. I gotta stop being lazy and add number manager support for it. I wasn't going to because the numbers are so tiny on this end, but I think I'll do what I did with the OW now that I have the blueprint for it. I'll put the numbers on the side of the headlight instead. And then I just have the side and then the one inside. I don't know. I'll look into it. And the DM3 should be pretty easy for the New Haven. And then I have the Milwaukee Road ones. I saw somebody put up a picture of them on the Discord. I was like, oh, I still didn't add number manager to those. Anywho. Why am I back here? Just suffer. Alright, let's get our cars. FH10 and LH67. Uh-oh. Come on. I love it when Scam Likely calls me. Always a good time. Also, I just found out on my phone that I can swipe down to reject a call. I know anybody else in the entire world probably thinks I'm kind of an idiot for not knowing that until just now, but I don't use smartphones. I hate smartphones. I have a computer. I'm at my PC pretty much whenever I'm awake. And I have Discord. So when things have to be on a phone, I'm completely clueless. For being an old man, that's very modern of me, but yeah. Whatever. Let's see if I... Whoa, that was some lag. Also, I don't know how well the stream's doing, but I keep glancing over at OBS and I keep seeing a different color square where it should be just green all the time, so... it's been raining for like 2 days, so I'm guessing that might be a problem. I checked the roof out at the shed where I rescued my trains from. Well, the water's still not dripping in. Things are fine. Okay, thank you. The water's still not dripping in, but I felt the wood under the roof, and the wood is wet, so it's only a matter of time. So I talked to my neighbor, who was talking to this guy, this contractor guy, and he asked me to check if the wood is actually getting wet. I was hoping it wasn't, but it is. Because if it wasn't actually getting wet, it could maybe wait till spring, because this guy's really busy, but I think he's going to be able to schedule it for like November. But I don't think we should wait through the whole of winter for it. Probably. I don't know. I got everything important out of the way anyway, but yeah. I brought in one more small box of trains that I missed. I'm not gonna do any more streams on it. It's not worth it. There's just 3 locomotives, 3 NW2 switchers. There's the one really good Erie one that's built like the older Alco units with the really nice motor in it and stuff. Why are my lights not on? Because I didn't turn them on. And then another Erie NW2. Be a nice little compare contrast, I guess. But the other NW2 is the one post 1955. I mean, it's still, for what it is, it's not in bad shape, but it's the one with the motor that shakes itself loose all the time and crap. Nowhere near as good as the pre-1955 one. And then I have the Seaboard, which is also the post-55 one. The Seaboard, I made a video on my YouTube a long time ago of trying to repair it. And I got it kind of working, but yeah. And the good Erie one, it's built like the older Alcos. I'm a little upset about because for some reason these three locomotives are just stuck in this like shoebox. It's a pretty thick shoebox. It's for boots actually, but I didn't wrap them in newspaper like everything else that I went through on stream for some reason. And I don't know. I guess it might have been better off that way, except the wheels of the. I didn't check all three of them, but the one that I did check, the good one that I was worried about, the wheels were a little bit rusty right where it was sitting on the cardboard of the box, because it got moist. It didn't get rained on. I'm pretty sure the roof never actually leaked on it, but just the humidity is enough. So yeah, that was a little upsetting, but my own fault for keeping them out there. Just at the time I was in a rush to get these trains put somewhere, and I just didn't really know where else to put them. So that's where they went. I think it was still better than the basement would have been. The basement would have been really bad because it's just, at least at least the shed out there, it's only damp like when it's really hot and humid during the summer is when I'm sure it got damp. Not damp from raining, but damp just from the humidity. It's bad, but it's not as bad as the basement, which is just constantly damp all year round. Still wasn't a good place to keep them, but I guess at the time I didn't think of anything. The other option, I guess, would have been the attic, but I was hesitant on the attic because there was other older stuff that was stored up in the attic that was covered in all this like black crap from the roof. Once again, not leaking, but it's just like all the like residue from the tar paper or something. But the thing is that I have to keep reminding myself whenever I'm worried about that is that only happened because at the time, this was in the mid-late 90s, my grandparents had the roof replaced. And when they had the roof replaced, the old roof had like 5 layers of shingles. The law says you can't have more than 3 layers, by the way, but they knew the right contractor, I suppose. No. And anyway, at that time they had to strip the roof all the way down to the wood. And when you strip all of that crap off the roof, obviously there's going to be all this dirt and dust and crap from the roof that falls down onto all the stuff inside of the attic. We didn't ever really realize that was going to be a problem. My grandparents were always, well, my grandma mostly were always mad about it and said, "Oh, they should have told us." But I guess maybe they figured it'd be common sense. I don't know. But yeah, so there was a lot of stuff up there that got wrecked because it wasn't completely wrapped in bags or something, and yeah, that black stuff got on things, and we didn't notice it right away because it's the attic. You don't really go up there too often. And by the time we did notice it, it probably got hot, and the stuff that got all that black stuff on it got baked on. And once it got, because it gets so hot up in the attic, and once all that black crap gets baked on, it's like tar paper residue. It's sticky. It's not gonna come off, basically, not without a lot of work. So yeah, there was some things that were okay, but there was a lot of stuff that got wrecked at that time back in the, I don't know, late 90s, I want to say. And I guess that's probably what I was thinking of when I was trying to figure out where to put the trains. And it gets insanely hot in that attic in the summer. But it probably maybe would have been better than the shed because it doesn't. Well, no, it would get humid up there too. It would get just as humid. I don't know. And of course, extremely cold in the winter, but I don't think that would hurt much. The cold, it's the heat and the humidity. It doesn't matter. I got all the trains stored in my room now under my bed, which is what I should have done 7 years ago, I guess, when I first had to give up the room. I'm not used to using the DE2. So the empties that I want to tack on the end, they don't look like they're here. They must be on one of the two storage tracks over by the loading yard. I'm going to just drag this around and then tack them on the end. Really? Oil? You still have half a tank of oil. That's when you give me the alarm for it? Wow. I must have been doing a lot of switching here. Yeah. We'll just go around the loop. No reason to stop and shove it through the diagonal bit. Doesn't matter which way the cars are facing at the end of the day. Or the engine, for that matter. I'm a little interested in which way this switch is thrown. But even this switch, if it's the other way, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, that's fine. We can go that way. Actually, I kind of like coming back in through here that way anyway, so. Yeah, let me if the audio isn't right. That was, well, I mean, that really should have been loud. I had the door open, but like I said, I was fiddling with audio settings, so I don't have everything right yet. Oh, and I still had my wheel set up over the weekend. I was playing Hard Draft 2 on my own. Got myself back relatively where I left off before I done goofed and wiped out the install folder, and yeah. I'm a little upset though because the last time I streamed Hard Truck 2, the game ran pretty much perfectly. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think it even crashed once the last time I streamed it. The time before, yes, but the last time I streamed it, I don't think it crashed. And now, it does crash randomly. I really wish I didn't touch it, but, you know. The cars I want are... I know one of them's a boxcar at least, so yeah, that must be it. Alright, so I will pull this straight up through, and then zigzag and yada yada. If it was these cars that I wanted, then I would have grabbed it on the way and done something silly maybe, but no. Well, my heartbeat is still pretty low. Well, normal, I should suppose. suppose maybe if that was elevated a bit more, maybe I would say it would be from this little pain that I'm having, and could be an infection or something, but who knows. I really don't want to go to urgent care. At least tomorrow's Tuesday, right? Today was Monday. Yeah, that won't be quite as terrible. I'm still probably going to be there for 3 hours or something for them to tell me that, it's just a muscle strain. I'm just a little worried that it could be ye old appendix. You know, what was it, 2015? Yeah, 2015, I think it was when I had my gallbladder out, and I told you guys the story about that before. Yeah. And when I had my gallbladder out, I kept telling like all the doctors and stuff, while you're in there, while you got my guts out, just go next door to the old appendix and just get that out of there too. And they all just laughed at me. Well, if that ends up being what it is, I'm gonna be a little upset. Because I could have done it at the same time. Damn it. I don't know. I'm trying to like feel it out and stuff. I guess if it's a hernia, that'd be bad too. They don't go away either. Appendix gets worse and worse, and if you let it get really bad, although you're in really excruciating pain by that time, if you get it really bad, it'll burst, and then you get appendicitis, and then you die, or whatever that. I remember biology teacher. What was his name? Mr. Noli? Yeah, he used to, it was kind of like a joke that he said. It wasn't really a joke, but it was just funny the way he said it. It was like, well, you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this, and then you die. That was what he used to say for appendix. Uh, but I don't know if it's really that bad yet. I mean, it's starting to bother me a little bit more, but I don't know. There's nothing like that you can feel like a bulging thing that you can push back in. And that, I think, is usually what you get with a hernia, although there's a lot of different kinds of hernias. So maybe not always. My mom's partner, John. Oh yeah, I can't do that. I can. A few years ago, he had a bad appendix. They took it out, and his was weird. He didn't have quite the same pain that people usually have with appendix. Like it was like not quite as strong as it really should have been, if that makes any sense. And when they pushed on it, it didn't hurt as much as usually when you push on an appendix it does. Anyway, but it was his appendix, and they took it out, and then they did they always do pathology on it afterwards. And like a week later or something, when the pathology came back, they called him up and said, you better get back in here. You tested for cancer. And sure enough, the appendix had cancer in it. But it was what's the word? Encapsulated. Encapsulated? It was basically contained in the appendix. They were pretty darn confident that it couldn't have spread anywhere else, which is good. But they still, just as a precaution, after they took out his appendix, a week later, when they found out about when they got the cancer with the pathology, they went back in and they removed, I think, 3 feet of intestine, 1.5 feet on either end of where the appendix was, just to be super safe, I guess. Which, yeah. I really don't have to go through all that. But yeah. And then for years he had to get CAT scans every so often and yada yada, more often checkups. But now he's past all that and he's still cancer free, which is good. But he was lucky. It was encapsulated. You know. I think usually if you have cancer right in the appendix like that, that's how it goes down. Like other colon cancer, no, but because it was right in the appendix. If that makes any sense. I didn't mean to do that. He got pretty lucky, basically. I'm guessing that happens if, page 67. Yeah. Oh, it's just 3 boxcars. Okay. I'm guessing that happens maybe if, because the thing with the appendix is it's this extra stupid little pocket off of your intestine. That really doesn't belong there. You know, it's just leftover from when we were monkeys or whatever, eating seeds all the time. It's supposed to be for grinding up seeds more or something, I think. But anyway, so stuff gets caught up in there because it's like this pocket at the end of a tight bend. So I'm guessing whenever an appendix goes bad, it's because stuff got caught in the appendix. It gets infected, you know. Oh, I don't want the empties on this end. I want them on the other end, right? I guess I can pull them around the loop. Okay. That means the engine's facing the wrong way. I don't want to pull it around the loop. I think I'll put this on the main and do the zigzag game. Just put those other 2 empties somewhere. Okay. But yeah. Not fun for him. But yeah, anyway, I was saying, like, stuff gets caught up in that appendix and then it gets infected. And so maybe what happened to him, and I'm just guessing, is stuff got caught up in this appendix, but it didn't get infected right away. So it was there for a long time, like, I don't know, years or something like that. Maybe that's how it developed into cancer. I have no idea. I'm talking out my rear end, really, but it's possible. That's what happened, I guess. But yeah, that was an interesting time at the time. Well, we'll see. I'm still hoping it's a muscle strain. It'll just go away in a couple days. I don't know what the hell I did to strain the muscle, but, you know, well, like I did say before, I did take out air conditioners out of the window, and the one air conditioner is really big, heavy one, but I did not feel a damn thing when I did that. You know, it was heavy, but it was just as heavy as it's always been, and I didn't feel any kind of straining or anything when I did it. Didn't feel like I hurt myself at all. So, I don't know. I'm gonna give it another day, I think. Unless it gets really painful. I'm the type to really, like, pretty much never go to the doctor, too. Hi there, Lucy. Yeah, I need to learn the ways of Twitch. I need to learn to force myself to take breaks at certain times to play ads so that Twitch doesn't do it. It really sucks. And the annoying thing is there's like, what, 3 people here, so what are they making, 5 cents? silly. Don't hurt myself. Oh, we just got here, Lucy. I'm having a bit of a pain in my belly. It's very annoying. And I'm a little worried that it might be my appendix. I think it's the right spot for it. I don't know if anything else is right there that would really hurt either. Unless it's a muscle, but I'm hoping it's a muscle and it'll go away, but I'm starting to think it's not gonna. I did hurt my shoulder, what, last week? That hurt. That did exactly what I expected. It hurt for like 2 or 3 days, and then it was gone. You know, because it was just like I twisted it funny, and I don't know how the hell I did that either. I just woke up with my shoulder hurting. Yeah, yeah, it's like bottom part of my belly on my right side, so it's about the right spot. I don't think anybody in my family has ever had, that I know of, has had to have their appendix out. I never really heard of gallbladder either until I had to have mine out, so, you know. Oh, wait, oh, that didn't couple yet. A couple now. Mm. Been meaning to get on the Minecraft server. I might do it after the stream. Yeah, I feel. I thought I feel like I shouldn't be doing stuff on the computer, but it doesn't feel any better if I'm not anyway, so what's the point? I think last night I kind of laid down a bit and slept early, and all that led to was me waking up at midnight wide awake. What am I doing? I'm still not used to where the controls are on this thing. Yeah, it's not quite getting rid of the frickin' buffers. I feel like I need to, like, completely remove Z couplers, restart the game, and then put Z couplers back in, restart the game. To try to get rid of those buffers. Did I leave the angle cock open? I bet I did. I bet I did. Yep, I did. Yeah, because now these pipes are here on all the box cars. They're not here in the flat cars, though. Interesting. Oh, and I need to go straight there. Just by the time it took me to whip that thing out, I could have just walked, but you know. Yeah, of course. That wasn't good enough. That's why it's so easy to just blunt it and clear it. Okay, I'm not going to be lazy enough to spawn it back in again. Where am I? Oh. Am I yawning? I slept enough, damn it. It's gotta go over, right? Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I was playing this in my I keep wanting to say survival and creative sandbox mode. Uh, and for some reason, it's the last thing I was doing in this sandbox. I was at steel mill and there were all these loading jobs. Steel mill, like four of them, and I decided to do all of them in sandbox, where you have, you know, have all the licenses, like $800,000. Yeah, yeah, I have to. Oh, there's all these jobs I got to do, right? I'm silly sometimes, but I guess I figured I was practicing for the stream tonight. Although it's bad way to practice for the stream because, you know, it's sandbox. I get to dash around and stuff. So I was doing advanced techniques of like kicking cars and stuff. And I'm like, I can't do this in realistic. What? I think my Minecraft server is not running now because last couple days I was doing a lot of tinkering with my computer, so I was restarting it a lot. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, that might have been it too. If I strained my muscle or hernia or something like that, it could have been. I was manhandling my freaking computer tower around a few times. I wanted to play Hard Truck 2, and you know that media share dashboard thing that I put in the other day. Uh, Apparently, I must have wiggled the wire just a little bit, and either that or it didn't like the way things were plugged in, and my CD drive wasn't working anymore. And I didn't notice that when I put the stupid media share thing in to begin with and checked it. I didn't. I checked to make sure the media share worked. I didn't check to make sure that the CD drive still worked. So I had to basically take everything apart again. And that's a lot of concording, and the tower's heavy, but once again, I didn't feel anything happen, but maybe sometimes you just don't. I can't get on this boxcar at all, can I? It's really annoying. Oh, did I somehow get on the top? Oh, we're going slow enough anyway, but I would like to just get on that skinny little ledge, or on the coupler, or on the buffer, and be able to pop the angle cock when I want to, but nope, can't do it. Ladders, what do they do? Nothing. Just for show in this game. There you go. That's all I wanted to do, blip it just a little bit. That was more than a little bit. Come on, keep going. Damn it. Okay, we got it. Whew. Now, did I leave this one open at the wrong end? I'm very good at doing that, forgetting to close the angle cock back after the air blows. Usually you don't have to, but if you're working both ends of the train, you do. Of course, I'm just gonna pull here. Okay, it's closed up here. Now what I think I'll do is I'll keep this. This is realistic, by the way. I'm going to keep the DE2 hooked up on that end. Start up the DM3. Spark up at the head end. Hook up. And then I can disconnect the DE2 without blowing the air, and then we won't have to air it up again. Not that I mean it's not that big of a deal. Actually, I need to service the DE2 anyway. No, we're not going to do that. It is a silly idea. It's realistic, but no. I will just do it the way I was first planning. Blew the air. We're going to be hooking up at the head end. Well, I blew the air. It's not going to take me that long. I'm not going to bother setting a handbrake, I think. Blew the air completely, right? Yes, okay. Oh boy. DK is here. This is the 807's pet flat car. It's just gonna stay with him wherever he goes, I guess. I'm too lazy to stash it somewhere. It'll despawn anyway. I'll make sure when I park the the U2 to separate it from the flat car at least to make sure it despawns. I was too late on that one. No? Okay. I haven't been keeping up with these. When do I ever keep up with these in the day? Actually, I'll drop it off there. That's what we'll do. Just throw the switch back afterwards. Hearing this song for the first time, and I heard it from 8-bit drummer drumming to it. Oh, hilarious! His reactions and everything. And of course, he's an amazing drummer that can just pick up any song and just figure out the beat and drum to it. Blind. Bunch of things you can say are good about the whole VTuber rabbit hole, and one of them is finding somebody like the 8-bit drummer. I found him because, you know, I already knew some of the VTuber music, HoloLive music. Just a little insurance to make sure it doesn't run away from me. And, so I saw him playing, I don't know if it was Reflect by Gura or what, but then I looked into more of his stuff and was like, oh wow, he does a lot. He does. I'm subscribed to him on Twitch. He streams a couple times a week at least, I think. I don't really catch his streams too much, but I catch his videos that get uploaded to YouTube a lot. There, get rid of that car finally. Goofy ass Donkey Kong rap. Ah, the 90s. I really wish I had a Sega Genesis when I was a kid. Maybe Super Nintendo too. But what I've seen of the two systems way after the fact with the emulators and stuff, I think I'd have liked the Genesis better. The music is definitely better in Genesis. I mean, it's a matter of taste. The Super Nintendo music, it's much more orchestral, like full band orchestral. Really good for like RPG games and stuff like that, like Final Fantasies and all that. But the Genesis music just has that really funky bass. Always. Funky, twangy bass. It's almost like heavy metal versus orchestra. Or pop, even. So even some of the Genesis songs that people love to hate on, I kind of like. Because there's always some wacky solo going on, or there's really good bass. I don't know why I'm talking about that. I guess because of I get 90s and the DK rap that was going on then. The console wars that were going on with the bits and all that. Nowadays, who knows what's a bit anymore, you know? How many bits does the PlayStation 5 have? Why am I going all the way down here? I don't... I'm done. That train's ready to go. I'm an idiot. Yeah. The music, yeah. The 8-bit and 16-bit music, yes, definitely. Especially when games knew that they were on, say, SNES, so they had to make music that would fit SNES better, and vice versa with Genesis. Yep. And the 8-bit, yep. An 8-bit system that I never knew about until way later was I always figured, you know, when I was a kid and you heard of the Sega, there was only one thing that was ever a Sega, and that was the Sega Genesis, right? But there was actually, before that, there was a Master System, which was 8-bit. But I'm guessing it came a little too late, maybe. So for 8-bit, pretty much anybody I ever knew only ever heard of, Nintendo. But it sold good enough for them to make a Genesis, I guess. Something, I don't know. But, yeah, Master System had some good music, too. The games for the Master System were kind of hit and miss. PS5, 60. Yeah, I don't think anything's ever gotten higher than 64-bit, technically, but the bits don't matter anymore, is the thing. It's about graphics now, not bits. Like how my computer, the operating system is 64-bit. And up until just a couple of versions of Windows ago, it was still 32-bit. And that doesn't mean the games are any bad at all. Yeah, CPU speed and power and RAM, yep. Speaking of RAM, I got a comment on one of my newest videos on YouTube. Well, stream VODs. I'm so bad at replying. But somebody was nice enough to confirm what I thought about the RAM. So I'm thinking of upgrading to 64-bit RAM. 64-bit gigs. Yeah, it's about gigs now, not bits. And because I can do it for like $50, it looks like. But there are these timing numbers that don't quite match. So it's not going to be quite as efficient, but it's going to be double the RAM. So I think it should be fine. Because if I want to get two more 16 gig sticks that have that same exact timing numbers, then instead of $54, it's like 116 or something, and I'm not willing to spend that much. 54 is even kind of iffy for me, but I'd like the upgrade. I'd like to not have to worry about leaving the Minecraft server running pretty much all the time, and maybe I won't have to restart the computer every 3 or 4 days because it's getting sluggish. And also, it would put a little bit less stress on the 2 sticks of RAM that's been in there for 2 years now, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Because I think, from what I've read, if you put in slower RAM, then it will just make the other RAM that's in there slow down to the same speed, basically. And it's really not that big of a difference. It's just those timing numbers instead of... I think instead of 16, 18... 16, 18, 18... 28? It's 18, 20, 20, 40? I think. I'd have to look at the package again. But that sounds about right. So it's only a difference of 2 for each of those digits is the point that I'm trying to make. And I can't believe that would slow it down all that much. Okay, this thing is still fully serviced. Okay. You see, I wouldn't be blasting the horn inside, but for some reason, switchers in this game don't have bells yet. Don't know why, but for some reason they thought the switchers don't have bells. Switchers is the most important thing you need a bell for because they're always in the yard. The big DE6 has a bell, and then both steam engines have bells. But the DE2 and the DM3, the things you're going to spend their entire lives pretty much in the yard, don't have bells. Of course, I'm only hung up on that so much because I'm an American. I think in other countries, nothing has bells. Oh, and the DH4 has a bell, but it's this terrible, like, air raid siren thing. It's ridiculous. It's like, what is this? This is not a bell. What in Russia is this? Oh, sorry, Eastern Europe. It's getting dark already. Yeah, I spent a whole in-game day doing, like, nothing. Nice. Tell me if you think the game needs to be quieter, by the way. I know the door's open, so the horn's gonna be louder, but still, it sounded a little loud. What else? Got any other news? Probably not. It's been raining for like 3 days, I think. I don't know, I kind of lost track. It's ridiculous. This is nor'easter and it just kind of stalled out on top of us, I think. And last night, I want to say around dinner time, I checked the basement. It was raining, but not raining super hard yet. It was just raining. And I checked the basement, and it was a little damp, but there were no puddles. The corner where the drain is was complete. The concrete was completely dry, and I was like, and since it's really cold and clammy this whole weekend, I think that's why the storm is stalled out. It's too cold here, so the cold front is just stalled it out. Can't overcome it probably. But and I mean it's not that cold, but it feels really cold because we're so used to it being hot from all summer. But so I checked it around dinner. So I didn't want to crack open the drain yet because I knew it was gonna smell bad with no window open. So this, at least before when I had to worry about the drain, I'd have the window wide open right next to it, so most of the smell would go out through the window. But anyway, like maybe 2 hours later, I went down and checked it again, and there was already like an inch and a half of water over the whole floor, and I was like, God damn it. So I had to trudge through it with my sandals and bare feet and get wet and pull the plug carefully because I didn't want any crap to go down the drain. But yeah, because the basement's getting kind of messy again. Yeah, that was fun. Now here we are a day later. I went down and checked on it just to make sure because what I did is I pulled the plug out pretty much all the way while watching for crud to, stopping like bits of boxes and stuff from going down the drain. And then as soon as most of the water sucked its way down into the drain, then I put the plug back on and just tilted it a little bit so that the water would go down hopefully without letting as much sewer gases get out. But if there's a constant flow of water going down the drain, then there shouldn't be much of the gases. But anywho, I checked on it today because I was a little worried that maybe I didn't crack the plug open enough. But here we are 24 hours later, and just went like halfway down the stairs to make sure that, there's puddles everywhere, but there's no, it's not building up. And you can hear the water just trickling down the drain still a day later. Which, it's been pretty bad with the rain. We're getting a lot. It's annoying. It's been a very hot and very wet summer. We got a lot of rain, a lot of humidity, and a lot of heat. Sucks, but maybe it means, oh wow, $9,000, and that's a lot. I must have done a lot with this thing. Yeah. But maybe, hopefully, it's gonna mean that next summer won't be as bad. It kind of sort of works like that sometimes. Like if you have one really bad summer or winter for that example, then the next one won't be as bad. But who knows? This is the 11. Just wondering. How many do I have? 121,000. Not too bad. Considering I've got pretty much all the licenses that I want right now. I mean, there's still more to get, of course, but got a good chunk of what I want. $39 SU-36. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Bash the car hard? I had damage to flatbeds a bit. Oops. Oh, 39. Well, what about the one that we just... Oh, that's the DE2, so I did pay off the M3 in total already. Okay, cool. Alright, can we sleep yet? Or is it it's a little early. Guess we'll just start up the DM3 and get it in position. What number is this, by the way? I forgot. 113. Nice. We've been using this DM3 since the first stream, I think. Because I think we made enough right in the beginning at Steel Mill to be able to buy the license for the DM3, and I think it was just there. Cab light. I like this DM3. The gears are a little much to get used to sometimes, but once you're used to them, it's no big deal. Do I have my extra lantern? think I like that better than the cab light, don't I? Yeah. We're in town. I'd like to try to get to some rural places again. Maybe after we go down to the harbor with this, and then probably the rest of the night is just going to be switching out the harbor. To be perfectly honest, there's always so much switching to be done there. And it's just such good money. It's very hard to pass it up. I know most people don't want to switch because it's too boring, but it's good money. Another thing with Sandbox that I actually don't like too much, but I was getting a little bit used to it, is whenever you flip the reverser from forward to reverse, it automatically flips the lights, which isn't too bad. It doesn't bother me too much, but the other thing it does is if you have cars hooked up behind you, it won't turn on that reverse light. This reverse headlight right here. Because I guess it figures it's not going to do anything. Let me decide whether or not that light should be on, because guess what? If you've got just a bunch of flat cars behind you, the lights work perfectly good, because they clear over the top of the flat cars. If you've got like a box car or hopper, then yeah, having those lights on is a little silly. But I don't like it where it's all automatic, so you don't get to choose. I'm sure it's a setting in the difficulty settings. I just haven't bothered to change it. And I'm gonna have to make a special sandbox setting just for that, just so the headlights will go on when I tell them to turn on. It's a little silly. Yeah. Oh, I did not hit it that hard. You're acting like I hit it at 20 miles an hour here. Shut down for the night. Now I think it should be late enough that I can sleep through the night. Hit the handbrake. Oh, I did. Turn off the electrics. I don't want to drain the battery overnight. Not that you can. That should be something they add, though. The battery dying. And then you have to go get another locomotive and a jumper cable to start it. To jump it. That would be funny. Yes, you can jumpstart one locomotive with another. I've done it before. Well, unsuccessfully, because the locomotive we were trying to start was one that's been sitting and not started since like early 80s, I think. But we got the engine turning. But yeah, we needed to do more. The starter button was messed up on that locomotive too, so it was like when you start one of those big diesels, you have to just hold that starter button in for like a while and the one starter button was stuck. So like as soon as you turned on the knife switch, it started trying to crank. So he had to disable that one. And then the other one he had to I think he had to hold the wires together trying to start it, and it's a little wacky because that's a lot of juice. We did jump start the number two. That's the one that we always ran. Um, we did have to jump start that one once. I can't remember why. I guess it was sitting longer than normal because it was like when we were transitioning away from the 44 tonner because we got the GP9. But we still had to use the number two for something. I think the GP9 got stuck actually. There were two instances where the GP9 got stuck on us. But yeah, so we had to use the 44 tonner to rescue the GP9, which is crazy because that thing is so heavy. The GP9, we're barely able to drag it up the hill because that's a steep hill to get out of Genpack. But but anyway, we had this welder that that I helped Brian get working. This old welder, really old gas-powered welder, and just a little engine with a generator. It was a welder and generator, so it would generate power, and the same power that it generated was also it was stick welder. You know, it was a good size thing on little wheels, and actually one of the times that we used it, we had a little we had kind of a little work train with these little tiny flat cars. And instead of having actual couplers, you just coupled together. They had little drawbars between the cars, and then you just stuck a freaking iron spike, rail spike, to link them up. It's hilarious. Gravity will do the work. It's fine. But yeah, 80 minutes now. One of the I'll get back to that in a second. But one of the mods that I just added, actually, can I even see that in the list? I'm sure it's not going to have a thing to change any settings, but one of the mods that I added supposedly shows the in-game time for how much time you have left on the job instead of real life time. Because I've complained about this before. They changed the watch. Not that I have a watch right now anyway. Show bonus end time. Yeah, there's nothing to change about it. But basically, that 80 minutes, that should be a lot longer than 80 because the game gives you a time limit in real life. Like, that's 80 minutes real life time. But when you have the watch and it has like a stopwatch feature so that you can set it, like if I wanted to set the stopwatch for 80 minutes, that's going to count down in-game time, which is a lot faster than real life time. So I think this mod is supposed to show me the bonus time for in-game. But so far I'm not seeing it. Maybe once I accept it. Let's see. There it is. Yep. August 7th at 23:10. Now I don't have, I wish other people would use AM and PM, but I don't have a watch now anyway. So I have until 23:10 on August 7th, and right now I should be able to see what date it is now. It is August 7th right now. So whatever 23:10 is. But yeah. freaking military time. Well, 2400 hours is midnight, right? So I have until like 11 in game. Interesting. Going to G5I. G6S. Oh, they're empties, of course. Okay, let me make sure there's no handbrakes or anything back here. There shouldn't be. Oh, we got the angle cock closed. I never hooked up the air, right? That's okay. It wouldn't take too long. Oh, do I have my end of train lantern on me? Yeah. There it is. No, don't hit that button. The button for mouse mode, I changed it from default as Alt. I changed it to numpad enter. Oh, I'm not going to have a place I can put this. If I could get up there, I could put it on that shelf. I can't hang it off of the knuckle. Fortunately, that's one downside of knuckle coupler versus the default, is you can't hang it like you can on the default now. Before, see, the problem is the ladders don't do anything in this game. They really need to fix that. I would put that on pretty high priority right now, actually. Hold on. You can let me put it up there? No. We're gonna have to do something silly. Wait, what's the throw button? It's this alt. Yeah, that didn't work. What a shaft, that didn't work. Can I get up there? No. I don't think I'm gonna be. I like to put the end of train device on there, but I don't think it's gonna work this time. Well, maybe, unless I can parkour from here. Double tapping forward like it's gonna make me run faster like freaking Minecraft. No, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get up there. Damn. It won't go on the coupler, right? No, the coupler doesn't exist. That's what I thought. One more little thing we're gonna try. Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, damn. I know, I'm wasting a lot of time here. Okay, now. I was trying to reverse the direction, but it's not working. One more try. I was wanting to see if I could get the handle sticking up if I could jump on it, but I probably can't anyway. Forward. This thing is hard at low speed. No. That's as good as it's gonna get. That little shelf just doesn't exist, does it? Yep. I got it. Small victories. Right? It's up there? It's up there. It's not sticking out as far as I'd like it, but it's up there. We'll see if it's still there when we get down there. Alright, oh, I wasted I don't know how many minutes doing that. Didn't even start the engine yet. Or hook up the cars. So, we got that red lantern on there. handbrake on the car? No. Didn't think so. Ah, yes, I forgot to turn the electrics on. Of course, the engine just started up without them. You don't need electrics for starter. Okay. No sticking brakes. Oh, good. Don't you take off on me. Barely gave you any throttle. Come on. So 330 plus another 60. Yeah, so almost 400 tons. Jesus, I didn't hear that. I didn't realize it was at high on RPMs. So we're going downhill. I don't want 8th because I want to be able to use the engine brake a bit. Now, a nice little side effect of not playing on this save in a while. I don't remember where I came from to get here, which means I don't remember which way the switches are thrown. That's fun. I know I can do 60 here, but at the bottom of the hill it's 50 or 40 anyway, so what's the point? So I might as well just keep everything nice and controlled. Is windows open? No. I feel like the game's a little too loud. Now that I'm on the road and I can tell, I'm going to turn the game down just a little bit. I think I already turned it down a lot, but... What's it at now? 10. I don't think I should have to go lower than 10. It should be kind of loud right now because we're high revving and we got the engine brake on full. But still. Almost sounds like a window or door is open, and it's not. Okay, that switch is good. Good. We're still only doing 40, so I felt safe to upshift. Still throw that on though. It's 50, right? Yeah. Oh, we're only doing 45. Stop screeching at me. Finally on the road. I do like switching though. It's a little relaxing at times, and it can also be challenging when it gets complicated. And it's easy money, really. Oh, okay. Sounded like it didn't want 8th yet, but it doesn't want 7th either. Guess we're kind of heavy. Yeah. Oh, I thought I'd be up to speed before I would be cooking the oil. Interesting. Yeah, somewhere's between 11 and 12. I think I'm gonna stop tonight. I'll try laying down and see how that goes. Yeah, it's about our max speed, I think. Just about. Well, not quite. We're not quite at 60, but when you get to 60, the RPM is maxed out at 100, and that's when you start killing the engine. So you got to keep them just under 100. So pretty much you run out of gears, which makes sense. It's geared for lower speed, more power, and this does have a lot of power at the low speeds, so can't complain. Now, did I come up here from the harbor direction, or did I come up from farm and oil well and all that? Because if I did, then I'm going to have to stop it. Just about stop at the steel mill to throw that damn switch. Mm, 10 o'clock. There's a hill coming up to the steel mill, which isn't too bad, but bad enough, I guess. Can I go downshift yet? Just want to see if any of the steel stuff is in boxcars yet. That apparently is a thing that mod does. What's that over there? No, those are steel rolls. Not yet. I don't know what the chance is. Percentage. How's that switch up the head gone? It's wrong. Of course it's wrong. There goes all our momentum for getting up the hill. All our speed. Suppose I could back up down, way down the hill and try again, but I don't know. I'd get that much more speed out of it. Really, fifth is too high? Oh, this is gonna suck. I think the hill would be starting already. Thought I had a little bit of space before the hill started. No, it's not gonna do this. We're gonna be chugging up this hill at second gear, probably 2 miles an hour. But we won't get stuck, I don't think. I didn't come down from the freaking logging camp, and that's going to be turned too. No, I'm pretty sure I made a point to switch that back. Yeah, there's the hill. All its glory. That's the music. I was like, what the heck is that noise? It's freaking Willy Wonka. Oh, that's the modern Wonka. I tell you, that movie wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Still, the original's obviously better, but it wasn't too bad. It was weird. But it was supposed to be weird. Tim Burton. It's Willy Wonka. It's gonna be weird. Is it Tim Burton? I'm just assuming because Johnny Depp it was, but actually I'm not positive. Then you had Count Dooku as Wonka's father. It's so funny how Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory, the original, was all about Charlie. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was all about Willy Wonka. Well, mostly. I mean, not completely, but you know. You can't really call it a remake, kind of. It's more of a retelling? I don't know. It's not as good as the original, but it's still a decent movie to watch. That's what I'll say about it. Maybe I'm just a sucker for Johnny Depp, I don't know. I never saw the other Johnny Depp stuff that he made with Tim Burton, though. Like, well, Edward Scissorhands I did, but, you know, what did he do? Alice in Wonderland, was it? Some kind of wacky Alice in Wonderland movie. Sweeney Todd, I never saw. What else was there? There was a bunch that they made together. Modern movies in general, I haven't really seen a whole lot of. Yeah, that was Christopher Lee, Count Dooku. It was in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's his father. She's acting like she kind of wants to shift up, but I don't trust it. We're almost at 100 revs. See, she'll make it up the hill. She ain't gonna do much more than 15, but she'll make it up the hill. Just gonna make sure I don't over rev. Like right here is safe. As soon as you actually hit 100 though, then you're damaging the engine. I feel like I want to try it. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm just gonna boil the oil and not get any more speed out of it. Yep. Yeah, still over 15. Lower revs at least, it's a little quieter. This better be turned. Pretty sure it's not. Really? I thought it made a point to stop and turn that switch back. And I dropped the throttle completely. Oh boy, if she starts rolling backwards, I'm so screwed. Running as fast as I can. It's gonna roll back. Well, we're screwed. This freaking switch. I should have gotten on the handcart and checked it first. I knew I did logging stuff, but I thought I stopped and threw that switch back. Damn it. Probably turn this off. Oh Oh well, it's not like he had that much speed to lose anyway. The hill gets a little bit less intense after this, I think. Not much, but a little. I screwed up the wrong lever. Glad it didn't let me do that. Oh, maybe starting back up from a stop was better. I feel like it's ready for fourth again. God damn it, I put the brakes on a little bit. It's so easy to hit the wrong thing. The controls are just a little too compact. Okay. Yeah, we're getting a little bit more speed. Gonna have to back off the throttle pretty soon because here comes the oil temp. I know the next one's not gonna be wrong. Never use that switch. Okay. Wow. Are you kidding me? How? How is this switch thrown? I've never even used this switch. God damn it. I've never used this switch, have I? Oh, maybe I did when I took that. Whoa, are we good? Yeah. I don't know why I stayed down on the ground for so long. Like, if we weren't good, what was I gonna do? Throw a rock at it? Maybe I did, because remember that we took that little journey? Because when we were coming up from a sawmill, we missed the turn to go up to the logging camps. We went around that other loop instead that would come up here. But then why was the switch turned for the logging camp? I don't know. Long story short, Redbear didn't keep track of his switches. And hilarity ensued, I suppose. We got away with it. Barely. Wait, have I never been to freaking Harbor in this playthrough? Because that's the way the switches are turned when you first start the game. Every single switch from Steel Mill to Harbor is wrong when you first start a game. That's like kind of... I think that's the debuff they give you for starting in such a good place as Steel Mill. They're like, alright, you get to start in the Steel Mill where you have this big yard that you can make a lot of money switching, but the first job, you're gonna want to go to Harbor, right? Yeah, every switch is wrong. Ha ha ha. It's like, okay. Usually never a problem if you can just zap it with your remote, but I decided to turn that off. So, if I'm correct, and we still haven't ever been to the harbor in this playthrough, and I never took, like, a light locomotive or the hand cart up and manually turned all the switches, then that means the switch right before the tunnel is going to be wrong too, but at least we'll be going downhill there, so that won't be too big of a deal. The last two switches, those are the ones that you want to take your hand cart or just a light locomotive in the very beginning. It only costs $100 to repair the locomotive anyway, and just run up the line and throw the switches ahead of time, so you don't have to stop on the hill. So only doing 45, but yeah, we're either level or going downhill anyway, so losing a little bit of speed, so there was some throttle. That's right, the gears on this locomotive will just naturally slow you down a little bit. Here. Idling. It's not like the diesel electric where you want to get up to speed and then drop the throttle completely. Drop the throttle completely here and you start slowing down a little bit because of the gears. The gears just naturally slow you down a little bit. It's not much, especially if you're going downhill, but yep. Yep, never been here. Game's running a tad bit slow tonight. Well, I'm noticing a little bit of color changing with the like encoding and stuff on OBS too, so things are just generally a little slow. Didn't notice that until now. It's not because I haven't restarted in a few days either, because yesterday I restarted a few times. I don't think I have much of anything running. I don't have the Minecraft server running. Task manager took a long time to tell me something, which usually means I need to restart. Noticed. Taskbar is like going up and down. That's one too. I do have some stuff open on Chrome that I still haven't watched. Mume and Bebo do their second half of their Portal 2 stream, so I leave a tab open with it. That can sometimes eat up the RAM. I mean, it's not doing too much. No. It's not that bad. Just show me temperature. I've got the gadget for the temperature somewhere, but I can't really see it. It's on the old CRT. Yeah, it's normal. The video card is working a little harder. It's okay, it's just a little sluggish. See how it gets when we get down to harbor. On second gear, you can do it. We're almost downhill, I think. We're going to come to a 40 limit after this tunnel. We're only doing 30 now anyway. And what gear is that? The song is too quiet. I half decided. I tried to give it time. So we're only doing 30 with tail end's probably still in a 40 anyway, and really not much of a point in speeding up fast in the 40 on this whole stretch down. I kind of want to stay in 7th instead of 8th because I want to have the higher revs for the engine brake to do more. I think this is a 50. Just hitting 40 and just give me a little bit of this. Like I said, it's fine to stay at 40. When you have a longer train coming down here, then it's pretty much required. Just don't go over 40 because the parts that are faster than 40 are pretty short, really. So you might as well just stay at 40. Song's too quiet too. There you go. All the way down the mountain, on the river valley, I suppose. Still pretty though. Now I'm just going to put the engine brake on if the revs get too high because I really don't want to upshift to top gear. Getting there. Better be turned. Okay, it is. Now it's definitely 40 all the way down. Once you get through here. Just wanted to see if any errors were popping up. Oh, cool. That sounds neat. That sounds fun. What was I watching? I was watching Mega G Wolf the other day. And remember, oh, what was it called? What was it called? Like Jelly or something? It was that like retro 80s screen that you could put the fancy old fashioned text on to say when the stream's starting and what you're playing and stuff like that. Mike used to use it a lot, and then Mega G got the idea from him, I think. But I guess that's not a thing anymore. But he was able to find the music from it. He was playing the music, which was neat. Yeah. Inez. Oh, okay. There you go. Cool. And we're here. Made it to the harbor. Where are we going? 5. I should be able to pull straight into 5 and run around. Yeah, 5's pretty long. Run around through the main. Steam engine, finally we get to run a steam engine in realistic. Oh boy. If I feel up to that tonight, I think we can try it. Yep, we get the big steam engine. Actually, that's pretty much it, because other than that, there's 2 DE2s and a DE6. I think we're not going to get to the steam engine tonight, because there's going to be switching to do, I'm sure. And I might actually stop at like 11 tonight. I don't know. Thinking about it. Really? We're slipping? Brakes aren't on, right? It's weird. It's not that heavy. But next time we'll be running the steam, I'm sure. That one's good. Oh, lordy, coming. Let me in. Can't see. Was trying to see if when I was clear back there, but just can't. Get out of it more. Plenty of room. How we're doing on the time? Oh, right. I can check now. We have until 11:10. I don't have my watch, but it's not 11 o'clock at night yet, so we're fine. Just need everything to be clear of the main, which I do believe it is. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Oh, it's red box, I think. Barely hear it though. Alright. I know you're all waiting for the payout, but I have a bear meeting to attend and we made it down here, so I will be right back. That's there we go. I'm back. Oh, this is good BRB music. Moving hurts. Anywho, no good old kids. Am I in place? Yes, we detached already. Six. That's one track over. Nice. Ah, yes. When you first get into the Ragnarok and it's infested with propagators. It's like the perfect music for that silliness. Not even really that silly, it's just... When you go there the first time, though, the Ragnarok, in Final Fantasy VIII, and you don't know what the trick is to those freaking propagator monsters, yeah, fun times. Let's just say you're gonna level up a few times. Bite, bite, bite. Now I'm reminding myself that I still haven't watched the rest of Connor's Final Fantasy VIII stream where he had Mousy watching him. Big long marathon that he did. He does anger me with his impatience a little bit, but still, I love seeing the reactions to a game like that too. It's just, I have a big soft spot for Final Fantasy VIII anyway. That's what I meant to do. Don't forget the handbrake. Ah, my red lantern's still there. It worked. Wish I bought two. good. I went back where it belongs anyway. A little sluggish still. Is that a handbrake? I remembered. One handbrake will be enough. Alright, I can't grab onto this one. And not to blow it ahead of time, but not lose it either. Perfect. Stop. It's only 3 cars, it'll bump up fast. That's not the real brake wheel, is it? It's a fake brake wheel. Whoops, I didn't mean to hop on. Slow enough. This is the real brake wheel. Notice that they put a brake wheel here because all the cars have brake wheels in this general area. But there's still a fake brake wheel up here. That should be the real one. I mean, look, it's got the chain for it and everything. This one's not connected to anything. Well, no, they made an attempt to make it look like it's connected to something, but still. That should be it. And it's not like it's a problem because, yeah, I would probably be able to reach it from the ground even without being able to dash, I think. Maybe not, though, because you can't really stand on the coupler if it's not coupled to something else. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were worried about. Oh, wait, I didn't shove that in enough, did I? What a dumbass. I mean, I think it'll take it, but I don't like it. I was so intent on setting handbrake and crap. I completely forgot that I gotta shove this down more. which means they gotta find the handbrake that's on down there. It's starting to get dark, but still, it's not even close to 11 o'clock yet, so. No, of course, the freaking coupler. There's one handbrake on all those flat cars somewhere, but I think I'm gonna ignore it. Though she didn't really want to move, so. Of course, it's still air out. Of course, it's on the other end. LH. Sorry, I'm chewing on a lifesaver if you can hear that. Oh, 11 o'clock. I think we're gonna turn these in and we're gonna be done with the stream. I'm gonna lay down or what? Doesn't really feel much better when I do, so. There it is. Talked things over with Mom. I think we're probably gonna go to urgent care tomorrow unless it starts feeling at least a little bit better. I really want to though. I hate going to doctors, especially urgent care. We're probably gonna be sitting in the waiting room for 3 hours. At least it's not Monday or Friday or Saturday. Midweek is the best for that kind of stuff. Might not be too bad because there's multiple urgent cares in my town now. Definitely not going to the hospital ER room though. That'll be 4 to 5 hours probably. Just set 2 handbrakes because there's a bunch of flat cars back there. Oh, we'll look over the jobs and maybe look over the yard a bit with the hand car before I stop. Let's see if we see any cargo in cars that doesn't normally go in. See if that mod is working. Haven't really noticed it, and I was trying to. Although I was teleporting around in Sandbox at least just now, and apparently the mod was turned off. So earlier today before the stream. So you know, if the mod's turned off, it's not going to work. It's turned on now. It's just getting dark now, so should be good on the time bonus, I would think. Park just on the other side of the crossing. I'm gonna buy the watch. I got the money for it. We'll do that before we stop. See. That's the loads. Let's see, they gave us 80 minutes and we did it in 68. Very nice. So yeah, it's not 11 o'clock yet. 28, 28,000. Not bad. And that's just the, what was it, 3 empties? 3 or 4 empties? Got us an extra 12,000. That was very much worth it. Excuse me. We now have 160,000. Nice. Let's do a little nighttime looking around. Actually, let me look at the job sheets first. Actually, if it gets dark enough and late enough, we'll look at the job sheets a bit. I don't really want to organize them because I'm not going to do anything else tonight, so it just gets scrambled back up on this table after you reload the game, so there's no point in organizing it now. Just a little interested to see if there's anything obvious that's different, like question mark, question mark, question mark. Interesting. Oh, that might be the new boxcars. Custom car loader boxcars. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think that is too. Neat. I was just wondering if we'd have like containers and boxcars mixed up. Okay, that's nitrogen in cars that nitrogen normally goes in. Same thing with argon. I'd like to see nitrogen or argon in tanker cars instead of those flats. Then you would know that mod was working. Argon, gasoline, diesel. It's hard to tell with the other stuff, like, or acetylene, if that's what's in tankers. Yeah, I'm still not sold on that mod working. The question mark cars, we'll check in a minute, but I'm pretty sure the question mark cars are the custom cars. Custom box cars. Yeah, I don't think that mod, DV cargo mod, is quite working yet. I don't know. Could be wrong. It might just have a really low chance of working. Changing something, I should say, not really working. That's not really the right word. God, I wish I could set this lantern down on the hand cart, but I know it's just going to instantly fall over. The hand cart's pretty herky-jerky. Kept it pretty smooth this time, I guess. Let's look at everything here. Okay, that's the ones that I just put in. That was all just flat cars back there, right? Oh, there's a couple of the custom ones. There's one. Cool. Oh, they're mixed in with flats. Yeah, maybe that mod's doing something. Oh no, offense. My one weakness. Okay, why is there... Oh, that's a, like, East European bus stop, isn't it? Just something to stand under if it's raining. No bench or anything. No enclosure for the wind. Just a concrete umbrella. Steel. Okay, night, Vern. I'm about to stop. I'm just gonna find myself a watch and see if there's any interesting cars in the yards. First, I must traverse this fence. Surely there's a break-in out here. God, this must drive people nuts if they watch me play Derail Valley and they see me walking all the way down here to get around a fence because I can't dash. Sometimes I'm glad I'm not a popular streamer because I'd have probably 50 people in the chat just yelling dash, dash, dash. Oh, press F, press F, press F. Oh, doesn't do anything. I turned it off. The store is in the next yard over. Okay, good. That's what I was looking for. I have to actually use these. Is there another set of these? Oh, actually, I'm silly. I want to get to the other side of the yard. Is there another set of this pedestrian bridge that gets me over to E yard? I don't remember. Because there's a wall there. Fence, whatever. The shop should be around here. Yeah. Wish I could hold this lantern a little lower. But whatever. Not that big a deal. I think they'd have a break in the wall behind the shop here. Yeah. Okay, watch. We have 2 regular lanterns already. Don't think I need a third. We have a flashlight. When I get the caboose, I'll get an extra lighter and maybe one more lantern just to keep in the caboose. But we're not quite there yet. Oh, Steve's garage key 20,000. This is for the slug. Which honestly, I don't know if I'm ever going to get. The slugs only work with diesel electrics, so DE2 and DE6. I don't really use them much. I don't know when I'm going to, actually. It would be useful here in the harbor, though, I'm sure. But yeah. Okay, we got ourselves a watch. That means this gets kicked out of this spot. Because that needs to go there. I wonder if I can set keybinds for these last 2 spots. Because I'm running out. I have 2 more keys on the numpad that I could use. Numpad slash numpad. What is that? Star? Asterisk, whatever. Could use those 2 buttons. Anywho. I'm gonna look in the E yard. Is there any break in this goddamn wall? Or am I gonna have to walk? Maybe right there. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Yeah. Hard to tell. Nothing's standing out as being wacky. Except, of course, the custom cars. Yeah, that's the... These custom box cars are those dark gray squares with the question marks, I'm sure. These are the ones with the platform here for the handbrake. When I installed these cars, I was going to manually go into the folder. That's working good. And take out the ones that didn't have the walkway for the hand brake, but I didn't do it, so yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's just when more custom cars come out, then I might do that. Although this, can you stand on this? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Because I really want that platform, basically. No, you can't stand on that little step. Should be able to. Let's look at some numbers. What I'm looking for is to see if any of these are car numbers instead of, like, the car ID numbers instead of the numbers that the number manager is supposed to use. If that makes any sense. The numbers that I set, the range that I set, like 1371 is. See, this one is using the car ID, but I was able to set an offset of 1,000, which means it adds 1,000. So if I didn't set the offset, then it would just be 371, and since it was 3 digits instead of 4, the 7 would be in the middle of this post and it would look terrible. But so I set an offset so it's always at least 1,000, so 4 digits. Unfortunately, and that works fine with the gondolas, the southern one, okay, this one is not trying to use the car ID, but if it was, it would work because I did the same thing, the 1,000 offset. Unfortunately, that doesn't work with the hopper. As far as I can tell with the hopper, even if I set 1,000 offset, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what's going on, why it's trying to use the car ID number sometimes instead of the right number. It seems random. These are all just blank. Interesting. Thought I'd see a lot more southern since that's the only skin I have for black right now. Oh. Huh. I don't think I have any skin for orange yet. This is the one without the little walkway, yeah. If I could stand on that little step, I would keep them in, but since I can't, I'm probably going to take them out. Not now, though, because then it would get rid of the jobs that are here. Yeah, and these... Yeah, I don't know if that mod's working yet. Anywho, let's get back to station, and I think we'll end things a little after 11. Maybe a little bit of a shorter stream, but this, whatever pain this is starting to bug me. Not that laying down is going to help, but I don't know. We'll see. Might try leaning back in the chair more or something. Put a foot up and see if that helps at all. Probably won't. Just being lazy. Except I went around the wrong way there. This is pretty much always a D2 at parks here. Actually, what I might do after stream ends is work on some skins. Not new skins, but the New Haven and Milwaukee Road skins of mine. The D2 and DM3 maybe. Not sure. A couple of them don't have number manager yet. You know, I was getting at the point where I was getting sick and tired of looking at all the numbers when I was putting number manager on everything all at once. But now that I've had a bit of break from it, it shouldn't be too hard because I already have the templates for it stuff. So I might as well. Although the Milwaukee Road one, the numbers are going to have to be that weird dark orange color, but that shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Anywho, let me get to the ending screen. Ending, does that say? Yes. Okay. So, yep, that was fun. We got some stuff done. It was mostly switching, but we did at least run down to the harbor before I ended it. And I don't know, got my work in, I suppose. And as far as next stream, if I'm home, uh, tomorrow, then probably not tomorrow. I would think. I don't know. It depends. If this pain dies down at all overnight during the day tomorrow, then I'm not gonna go to urgent care. But if it's the same or worse, then I probably should. So I might. If it dies down and I don't go to urgent care, then I guess I'll stream tomorrow. But most likely not. And then depending on if it's something that, depending on what I got to deal with after that, I'll either stream the day after that or you won't see me for a week. We'll see. Anywho, I'll see you guys around. Later.